What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bomb Mom Podcast. This is the very first podcast episode that I am recording and also doing a visual for, and I'm by myself with no guests. This is a little bit intimidating. I got the whole studio set up in here and I'm ready to bring y'all some good stuff today. So I was going to do a kind of like a part 2 episode to episode number 12. I talked a lot about like emotional abuse and what I have been through. I've talked a lot about what I have been through, but I have also been the problem. Believe it or not, I am the problem. I have been the problem. There's a lot of things that I did when I was younger, in relationships, in friendships, that I've really learned from. Ultimately, life lessons that I'm going to bring you guys. So stay tuned for that because we will talk all about how Alyssa has been a piece of shit, I promise you. But today I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I wanted to do something kind of funny. I have obviously been having way too much fun on TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, if you use TikTok, go find me at Bomb Mom List. So I posted a TikTok and I just said, DM me, tell me your craziest first date story, anything crazy, just DM it to me. And I didn't want to read them at the time. So anyone who sent me a message, I did not read it. I just said, thank you for the message. I'm going to read it and blind react on the podcast. So I got a couple great responses. I saw one that was like super long, but we're about to just do it. Before I read those, I laugh about this all the time and it's been like so long at this point, but I went on a date and it was my first date right after I had EJ. And I was thinking about it because in the last episode, I just talked about this, crazy brain altering, life changing experience that I went through. And so I went on this date with this guy, completely different guy. And it was right after EJ's dad and I broke up. So I was really not healed. I was not in the right mindset to be out here going on first dates with people that I don't know. But that's what I did. So I go on the date with this guy. I meet him at this restaurant. I'm feeling great. I have no bad feelings. I'm like, yeah, I'm going on this date. I told my mom and everything. My mom babysat for me. I'm like, I can't wait to do this. Like, I haven't been out in so long. I'm a mom of 3 now. So, I wasn't feeling the greatest about myself. This is a cute guy. He has a good job, a nice car. I'm thinking everything's going to be sweet. So I pull up to this restaurant. He's like, hey, do you want to smoke? So I'm like, yeah, like I'm down. So he's like, hop in my car. So I'm thinking, yeah, okay, this is cool. This is my type of time. We're going to smoke. We're going to go eat. Like, okay, everything's cool. So after a few, we smoke, we're chilling, we're vibing, whatever. He's like, okay, you ready to go eat? So I'm like, yeah, let's go. So we had originally planned to go to this one restaurant and there was like another restaurant that was right next to it, which I wasn't really a fan of, but he asked if I wanted to go in there and I was kind of like put on the spot. So I was just like, okay, sure, let's go. So we go in this restaurant and I don't know why. I don't know if I like smoked too much or what was going on, but like I started to my heart started like beating fast and maybe like a little bit nervous. So I'm sitting at the table and like we had been having great conversation up until this point. I started feeling like I felt a little bit awkward. I felt a little bit anxious. And all I remember is I am just reading this menu and I'm spacing out. Like completely spacing out. I'm not there mentally. I like did not know what was going on. It's almost like the best way that I can describe it is like I'm a fly on a wall, but I'm in the situation, but I don't feel like mentally like I'm in my body. It was like an out of body experience is the best way that I can explain. Waiter comes over to our table. He asks if he can take our order. I have no idea what I want. It was an Italian restaurant. So I said spaghetti and meatballs because it was literally the only thing that my brain could process. And still, dude is looking at me crazy. I think that all the conversation that was going on was everything that I was having in my head with myself. I was not talking to dude at all. He thought I was a total fucking weirdo. So Anyway, I am like feeling super crazy. I tell him, like, give me 1 second, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. I called my best friend. I'm like, bro, I feel nuts. I don't know how to explain. I feel crazy. I feel crazy. I feel crazy. She's asking me, like, where are you right now? I'm like, dude, I'm hiding in the bathroom. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell this dude. All I know is I need to get out of here. She's like, did he do something? Did he make you feel uncomfortable? I'm like, no, not at all. Like, I don't know why I'm acting like this, why I feel like this, but all I know is I need to go. So I go back to the table. I'm like really trying to hang on. And I tell the guy, like, I have an emergency. I gotta go. He was like, oh, you were gone for a while. I was really thinking like you left. I already asked for a box, da da da. So I'm like, yeah, dude, like I just gotta go. I'm just doing my best to get out of the situation. So I finally get outside. He goes to his car. I go to my car. I'm like sitting there for a minute, hoping that he's going to pull off. He doesn't pull off. So I'm like, oh my God, dude is waiting till I leave. So I'm scared. Like, I am not ready to pull out of here. I don't think that I can drive this way. Like, I was really not feeling it. Like I said before, there was two restaurants right next to each other. So the parking lots were like kind of connected, and then you can pull out onto the highway, just to give you like a picture. So I pull out of the parking lot where the restaurant was, and I go around to another parking lot, and I just kind of sit there for a second. That was rude. I have ADHD so bad that if I take a break or walk away, I have to go back and look at what I said because I don't fucking remember. Okay, so like I was saying, I pull around to another parking lot. I call my best friend. I'm like, dude, come get me. I'm all the way, I was like 4 towns over from her. I was like 25 minutes away. I'm like, dude, you have to come get me. I am not able to drive this way. And she's like, are you serious? Like, are you just being over dramatic? I'm like, bro, like for real, I can't drive this way. She's like, did you just smoke too much? Like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. Just come get me. So she's like on her way. I hang up with her. I call my cousin because at this point I'm like literally incapable of just sitting there by myself. I was too in my head. I needed someone to talk to, someone to distract me. So I call my cousin. It's late as hell. Oh, excuse me. So she's all the way in Florida at this point. So I tell my cousin, like, yo, this is where I am. I feel crazy. Her first reaction is like, did this guy roofie you? Like, were you watching your drink? I'm like, bro, there's no way. Like that, we smoked together, but like, I don't think it was that. Like, it's not anything like that. I just literally feel crazy. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I feel like I'm gonna die. So she doesn't know what's going on. So all the way in Florida, she calls the local police department of the town that I'm in. And she's like, hey, I'm here, but I'm on the phone with my cousin. And she's telling me that she feels like this. What can I do? So they send somebody out, they send 2 cops, an ambulance. It's this whole ass thing. So they get there, I jump out of the car, and at that point my best friend gets there, and like when I saw her, there was just like so much relief and like comfort. I just felt so uncomfortable because like I don't know, I just felt uncomfortable in the whole situation, I guess. And when I saw her, I like immediately started to feel like a little bit of relief. So they're like, okay, let me take you in the back of this ambulance, let's check your blood pressure, check you out, see what's going on. So they take my blood pressure, and it was something like wild, crazy, like 200 and something crazy over 100 and something, like just up there, way higher than it should have been. They're asking me if I have any problems with blood pressure, whatever. And I'm just like, no, not that I know of. So they feel like I'm fine. They ask me if I'm okay to go. I leave with my friend. Um, we actually she took me home in her car. Like we left my car there and everything because I just did not feel comfortable driving home. I felt nuts. So yeah, when I got home, like I said, my mom was babysitting my kids. So I tell her this whole situation, this whole debacle. And I'm like, Mom, like I just felt wild. Like, and I started explaining to her everything that I felt. And she's like, yeah, it sounds like you had a panic attack. And like my mom has had panic attacks before. Like she's suffered with anxiety. And she was just like, I guess, like relating to everything that I was saying. So it would, that was kind of like, oh, like damn, like something like this is really crazy. Like I need some help because I literally felt like I was going to die. And I also literally felt like I was going to die of embarrassment because that guy, also update, never spoke to him again after that. If you were wondering, because like I wouldn't have talked to me either. But um it was just like that was crazy to be a first date. And then later on, I ended up finding out that I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So that explains that. But panic attacks are not fucking fun. And that was like really embarrassing and probably like top 3 worst dates. Okay, so like I said before, I am blind reacting. I have not read any of these messages yet. I'm gonna read the first one that I got on TikTok, and I just picked a couple. I did get a lot. I obviously don't have time to read all of them. Thank you so much for everybody who did send me one though. Okay, here goes the first one. Hello, commenting on the first date that was funny. First started with telling him to wait in his vehicle. I was finally ready. He got off the truck, opened my door. Everything was good. He's driving and says, I'm just driving straight. I don't know where I'm going. He said that at the right time before he had to turn. I say, turn left, pointing to the right. He laughs and says, okay, let's turn right. And then him turning left. Then he tells me again, and I tell him, I don't know why I feel like you know where you're going. We get to the restaurant, order about the same thing. He orders American tacos. I order Mexican street tacos. Okay, wait. First, before I keep reading, this is totally me. I am directionally challenged as fuck. Don't ever assume that I know where I'm driving because I don't. I promise you, I do not. Even if I've driven there 15 times before, I don't know where I'm going. Please remind me at every turn. Thank you. Also, definitely eating after this because that sounds good as hell. Hold on. So she says, we're eating and I have to get up to use the bathroom in the middle of eating because I don't have a gallbladder. I come back and he says he needs to go to the bathroom. His stomach isn't well due to digestion. He comes back, we're eating, laughing, and he says, hold on, smile. I'm like, okay, smile, all blushy. Then he picks up a cilantro off my teeth. We dated for a while. We're no longer together. I broke it off, or he did. Don't know. We just went our separate ways. That is fucking funny. But also like low-key embarrassing as hell because this is a first date and you tell me to smile and then you could have just warned me it was there. Okay, this one is super short, so let's read it. This is from a man. Not a long bad first date story, but like 5 or so years ago, 5 years after I graduated, he said graduation, but we did go to school together. I took his girl out for, oh my God, I thought I said his girl. I took this girl out for a breakfast first date at a spot near her house. So I pick her up and we go there. As soon as we sat down, the first thing she says is, wow, you got fat. And I was actually still pretty in shape. He puts in parentheses. You don't have to explain. Dad bods are in, okay? Um, I didn't say a word. I just left enough money on the table for 2 people and walked out. She said, where are you going? And I didn't even look back when I said to the gym. Oh, I'm fucking dead, bro. That is a good one. And that was good, quick thinking on your feet. I respect you. Okay, this is my last one. This is from a female. I saw your TikTok, so I have this crazy ass story. I went to a bar once, underage. That was the first red flag, but okay. I was probably like 19 and I had my fake ID. I was getting drunk with my friends, just having fun, and this guy started flirting with me, and I was drunk by this point. So I was like, oh, he cute. So we kissed and exchanged numbers, and he asked me to hang out the following day. I drive over to his house, and when I get there, he introduces me to his entire family. Oh no. That's weird. Okay, wait, hold on. I lost my spot. Entire family. Okay, mind you, I just smoked a blunt before coming, so I'm high and just meeting this man's entire family. He was 29 and I was 19, and I guess I didn't disclose that yet. So his family starts asking me what I do and what kind of person I am, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So we go inside his house and he tries to kiss me and shit, and I'm just not feeling it at all because also I guess I was so drunk. I found him attractive, but he was actually so ugly and I kind of felt bad. But yeah, I left because I was just mad uncomfortable. A couple things. I need to know why at 29 years old, this man had one date planned with you and introduced you to his entire family at that date. You're almost 30 and you're going to introduce me to your entire family the very first time that we hang out. That's weird. Maybe he was trying to like keep up with like a facade of some sort. That's all that I can think of, but strange. The other thing that I wanted to say about the ending was that you left because you were uncomfortable. Kudos to you, because I know that I have been in situations where I was totally uncomfortable, but then like more uncomfortable to leave the situation. So that's good that you left when you felt uncomfortable, but like totally crazy. And people out there are just nuts, and you really just don't ever know what you're getting into. This was super fun for me, a lot less intimidating than I thought it was going to be. I hope that you guys had fun. If you are watching this episode on YouTube, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you're listening to this on a podcast app, make sure you rate Bomb Mom Podcast 5 stars. And I will talk to you guys next week. It's been real.